Now, thanks to details we've just learned, and you have to ask yourself, why are we just learning them? But we know them, and they lead us to the conclusion that the charges and recommended sentence against Roger Stone weren't the only parts of the process that were distorted by politics, grotesquely. The trial itself was too. During the jury selection process at Roger Stone's trial, lawyers asked the eventual foreman of the jury if there was anything that would affect her ability to judge Stone fairly. No, she claimed, she hadn't paid much attention to the Russia probe. That turned out to be a lie, and a stupid one at that. That juror's Twitter account is public, and it turns out that she's an anti-Trump zealot who closely followed the Mueller investigation. In one tweet, for example, she called Donald Trump, quote, the Klan president. When Stone was taken into custody in a dawn raid by dozens of federal agents armed with automatic weapons and an airboat, she mocked the idea the arrest was excessive. Oh, seems fine to me. This is not a neutral person. This is not someone capable of judging this trial fairly. This is a partisan who lied about who she was. Roger Stone is facing life in prison because an Obama-appointed judge, Amy Berman Jackson, allowed this woman to run the jury. And that's all fine with CNN, which has colluded with the Justice Department from day one on this, and which is rooting for Stone to die behind bars. But it should be deeply upsetting to anyone who cares about fairness, and that should be all of us, but it's not. For example, Republicans in the Senate. You'd think they'd be outraged by all of this, and yet it's perfectly obvious they could care less. Watch.
I'd rather not there be political interference in such cases, but I'd rather look at the details before I answer hypotheticals.
The president is now ruled out a pardon for Roger Stone. Do you think that would be a good idea if he went that route?
I think there's a reason why he's not made a decision. I assume that he's not contemplating it seriously at this point. So.
He might be. I mean, he didn't rule it out, and he's already been convicted on 7 counts.
But he didn't rule it in, so.
The president also has not ruled out a pardon for Roger Stone. Would that be a good idea?
Well, he hadn't said he would do it, so we'll wait until that happens, if that happens.
Yeah, whatever. Not really paying attention. Naming new post offices. If you're a Republican voter, and you may be, these are the people you vote for to protect you and your country. Think they will? Democrats, meanwhile, have whipped themselves into a frenzy of bloodlust. Roger Stone must rot behind bars. If the president tries to save Roger Stone, we'll impeach him again.
Might you impeach him over this, over Roger Stone and the sentencing?
You know, we're not going to take our options off the table. We don't wake up in the morning wanting to impeach him. You know, we want to work with him on prescription drugs, background checks, and infrastructure. But we're not going to let him just, you know, torch this democracy because he thinks that he's been let off once and we're not going to do something about it.
Now, Eric Swalwell may be the slowest of the 425 House members, certainly in the running, 435, but even he can remember talking points. So this is among their plans, another impeachment. Why would they do that? Why do Democrats care so much about punishing Roger Stone? Here's why. Because if Roger Stone spends even a day in jail, they will point to him for the next 40 years as evidence that Russia collusion was real. That's what they really want. Let's hope the president doesn't let them have it.